Okay, so the last part of, what is this, task 3 for fourth grade, unit 3 ELA, is your opinion piece. So first you have to think of your purpose, like why, like what do you want to convince somebody else? So my thing is I'm going to look at the themes from most of the stories, and the one that I've chosen is really that people should live a life with integrity. So that's my purpose, to convince people to live with integrity. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of this with reasons and examples from the actual text. So in the stories that we read, that's where I'm getting my reasons and examples from. Okay. Okay, so now I need to state my opinion clearly in a single complete sentence. So like I already said, my purpose is that people should have integrity. And then now I need to state that in a complete sentence. So I chose one of these sentence starters, and I chose the one I strongly believe. I strongly believe that people should have integrity. Now, I need to find from my readings some reasons and some examples. So I can come up with my own reasons, but my examples will need to come from, well, I can pull both the reasons and the examples from the text or from your own personal life experiences. Any of those will do. Okay, so my first reason for having people have integrity is that if we make good choices, even when no one is looking, then we will create good habits. So now I need to think back in the stories that we've read or watched and think of when have one of these characters shown some good habits. So I'm gonna go with Sasha, I think was. So example, Sasha was good-natured, and I think they say kind and good-natured, and she would always go in that garden, and she would, even when nobody was looking, she still went and like talked to the little snake and patted it on its head and was telling it like, oh, good things, and sharing her food. There wasn't anybody who was looking over her telling her, oh, you should share that last yam with the boy, or you should be nice to the old woman, or you should not kill the snake in the garden. She made those decisions on her own because she had been doing that for long enough. So I'm going to use Sasha as my first example. Okay, so I put in Mufaro's beautiful daughters, which I abbreviated because I didn't have enough space. Sasha was kind to the big, small, young, and old, even when no one was looking. And in the long run, she was rewarded. So that is my example from the text to prove that you should make good choices even if nobody's looking. So I need another reason, an example, and a conclusion. All right, so my second reason is we will attract what we are. So if we are good, then good will come to us. Need a period at the end of that sentence. And then my example is that in Rodolphus, she was a good person, so Horus, the god, gave her a chance at a good life. Now, I need to go ahead and put my conclusion. My conclusion usually has my theme or my moral or my lesson learned. Okay. Okay, so sometimes in writing, this happens where you realize after you finish and you get to your conclusion that maybe your opinion is a little bit more defined. So after getting through to my conclusion, if people have integrity, they will have more success. So now that made me want to redefine my purpose. And so I put over here, integrity creates success. I also circled the transitions that I want to use. So when I rewrite this piece and I write it, I could put One reason is da 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 da. For example, da 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 da. In addition, another reason is this. In conclusion, and I can write that out in actual paragraph form and not using a graphic organizer. But yeah, sometimes when you're writing, when you get to the end, you realize. And so now what I could do as a scholar is I can say, okay, now integrity, they will have more success. So in my examples or my reasons, my support needs to show success. So Nyasha, her success was she was rewarded with becoming the queen. Same thing in Rodolphus. Her success was of a good life was becoming the queen.